Today we're going to talk about the Wizards of the Coast apology and what it's not shaped up to be. I've had a little bit of time to digress what has happened with this apology. We're going to read the whole thing. But I got to say, the person that posted it, they didn't even have a D&D account until they posted it. This is someone that's been in position for 7 months, has been working for Wizards of the Coast for over 2 years. Their lengthy work history leads me to believe that they specialize in microtransactions, mostly because they worked on The Sims for EA. And this is a revelation I came up with back a few videos ago. I'll probably link it somewhere here. Microtransactions and D&D don't mix. I can tell you right now, you want to be a microtransaction and you want to monetize this game, you want to know the easiest way to monetize D&D? Write the adventures. Hire your own writers and write your damn adventures, and then you will monetize the crap out of it. All you need to do is put it to print, and the market and the people will buy it. But no, you've got to scale it all back and say, no. We can't have competition. We need to own it all. We're sorry that we tried to do this, but we're still going to go ahead and do it. Before I continue on this, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, do all the good YouTube niceties that helps create something of a community here. I want to hear, I want to discourse, I want your comments, and I want your likes and dislikes, whichever way you want to go. Also, if you want to help support the channel, there is Patreon, there is memberships, and I even take donations through my Extra Life link down below. The proceeds of that goes to the Edmonton Stollery Children's Hospital. Either way, if you want to support just by watching the video, I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. A working conversation about the open gaming license. Right off the title, it is, we're having this conversation. We're open to this conversation. We'll let you still have the conversation about the open gaming license, but we're going to go ahead and deal with it the way we choose. That's what I get from the title.
Furthermore, I wish you to wear this dress and bonnet.
This was never a condition of our arrangement.
I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Man, this deal's getting worse all the time.
From Kyle Brink, from EA to I Win, to many Facebook games, to lots of microtransaction games, and now to Wizards of the Coast, from Guild Wars at one point to Wizards of the Coast in the Department of Studios, and now the executive director of, or executive producer of Dungeons and Dragons. And yet you've been in the position for 7 months and you never signed up for a D&D Beyond account. I find that very difficult. Being a producer and being an executive of a brand, you would take this much time to sign up for your own brand account. That is foretelling on what they've done here. Wizards of the Coast seems to have put you up here as the fall guy in the situation, and it seems that you don't have much pull. You're just executive in name, and you just put it out there just to say, sorry guys, sorry, don't hate us, sorry, we're not worthy. No. Hi, I'm Kyle Brink, the executive producer of D&D. It's my team that makes the game we all play. You've been there for 7 months. D&D has been a huge part of my life long before I worked at Wizards, and will be long after I'm done. Have you written your own adventures? Maybe you should produce them. My mission, and that the entire D&D team, is to bring everyone the creative joy and the lifelong friendships that D&D has given us. It's been brought together by a series of ideas, not just by D&D, but by all of it. D&D is not the only thing out there on the market cap that does this. You look at the thriving industry. D&D is not the only game in town. These past days and weeks have been incredibly tough for everyone. As players, fans, and stewards of the game, we can't and we won't let things continue like this. I am here today to talk about a path forward.
Altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Again, it's deal-making time. First though, let me start with an apology. We are sorry. We got it wrong. Yeah, so why are we still here talking? Our language and requirements for the draft OGL were disruptive to creators and not in support of our core goal of protecting and cultivating an inclusive play environment and limiting the OGL to TTRPGs.
Altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Then we compounded things by being silent for too long. We hurt fans and creators when more frequent and clear communication could have prevented so much time. AKA, you tried to sit there on your hands and let it blow over, hoping it would go away, and then 40,000 people unsub from D&D Beyond, hurting your bottom line. So now you've been forced to make a statement. If this sounds familiar, oh, it does. I've been playing Magic for 93, 94, around there. It's because it's how we do it for the game itself. It's all about the game. It's not about the bottom line here. It's all about the game. So let's do it that way for the OGL 2.
Alter the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
We'll listen to you, and then we'll share with you what we've heard. Much like we do in our Unearthed Arcana and one D&D playtest, this is a robust conversation before we release any future of the OGL.
Alter the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
On or before Friday, January 12th, we'll share a proposed OGL document for your review and feedback, as much as we do with playtest materials. On Friday, you're going to share an OGL.
Alter the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
You're going to say, this is what we're proposing. What is... It's like opening negotiations here. I don't know if a lot of people are going to negotiate with you when you've already lost the trust of the people. You've already got thousands of creators sitting there going, you want to go this way? We're done with your product. We're going to make our own product and forget you. Forget it. We don't need you in the first place. So why would we bother working with you? After you review the proposed OGL, you will be able to find that you will be able to fill out a quick survey. Much like the Unearthed Arcana playtest feedback surveys, it will ask you specific questions about the document and include open forms fields to share any other feedback you have. How about we keep it in the public? How about people continue on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and tell you what it's like instead of taking it off platform into a private survey where you can sit there and deem what you want and what you don't want in the survey's results. If this was a third-party survey that would give the transparency to the public, it would be one thing. But this is a survey that is in-house of Wizards of the Coast. You've already been deemed untrustworthy on the marketplace. Investors are already fleeing, and the stock I see is down about 5% today. The survey will remain open for at least 2 weeks. We'll give you advance notice before it closes so that everyone who wants to participate can complete the survey. We'll compile, analyze, react, and present back to what we heard from you. This is all in-house for Wizards of the Coast. It needs to be a third party if that is the case, because if you're going to open up a negotiative tactic like this, it needs to go through mediation through a third party for it to actually work. This is he said, she said scenario. There is no third party. There is no subjective bias here. The bias will always be on one side or the other, and the people are going to be left holding the bag as you guys run away like the Monopoly man in the Hasbro stock portfolio. Finally, you deserve some stability and clarity, and we've committed to giving creators both input into and room to prepare for any update to the OGL.
Alter the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Also, there's a ton of stuff that isn't going to be affected by the OGL update. So today, right now, we'll lay out the areas of the conversation won't touch. Any changes to the OGL will have no impact on at least these creative efforts. Your video content, whether you are a commentator, streamer, podcaster, live play cast member, or other video creator or on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, you've always been covered by the Wizards fan content policy. Originally in the OGL, they were saying that you couldn't even, if you made creative works, did stuff like this, yeah, it fell back to the fan content policy, but at the same time, you couldn't put it behind a paywall. It always had to be free. That's still in the fan content policy, which is the fan content policy is a little overreachy in the first place. I understand why it's there, playing a lot of Magic the Gathering. It gives you a clear defined rule for streaming Arena, and that's kind of what it's there about. I don't buy into the fan content policy. I don't think it's very well written for the fan content. There's other things that could be made, and then you get a little bit more recognition, but the recognition is not even worth it. They used to have a streamer program, which I actually was a part of at one point, and they dissolved it. They brought it back for like one or two things for Magic the Gathering Arena, and it doesn't do anything now. Like, it has so little reach and benefit for the streamer now, it's not even worth it. Your accessories for your own content. No changes to the OGL will affect the ability to sell minis, novels, apparel, dice, and other items related to your creations, characters, and worlds. Just note, don't use their IP or trademark copyright. Don't use their copyright, don't use their IP, and you're fine. Make your own stuff. If you want to roll a couple D20s on Nat 20 and make something with that, have fun. Like, that's what it comes down to. Non-published works, for instance, contracted services. You use the OGL if you want to publish your works that reference 5th edition content through the SRD. That means commission work, paid DM services, consulting, and so on aren't affected by the OGL. There was concern here because I know there's a lot of places, a lot of local game stores that pay their DMs to come in there and do it. A lot of times you can't find a DM for a D&D night, so these stores pay their DMs. The OGL would have affected that, because now someone would be running it like a business and effectively making money off running their system. VTT, I believe this is doing like a in-house, like a Zoom meeting type of Pathfinder or D&D, that type of game. Any updates to the OGL will still allow any creator to publish content on VTT and still allow VTT publishers to use OGL content on their platform. DM's Guild content, the content you release on DM's Guild is published under the community contact agreement with Dungeon Master Guild. It is not changing. Your OGL 1.0A content. Nothing will impact any content you have published under OGL 1.0A. That will always be licensed under it. So anything that's before 5th edition, the OGL is still going to be honored. Your revenue. There will be no royalty or financial reporting requirement. Your ownership of your content. You will continue to own your content with no license back requirements. And there was fears with the because Wizards of the Coast was putting in writing that if you made any content around D&D, you had to turn around and give them a copy. They could do whatever they wanted with that copy. It would have to be free to Wizards of the Coast, and it was 100% they could own it. They could just steal it. They can make it their own product. That's all for me for now. You will hear again from us on or before Friday as described above, and we look forward to your conversation. Kyle Brink, executive producer, Dungeons and Dragons.
Here is a unicycle. You will ride it wherever you go.
What? I'm not riding the f***ing unicycle.
I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
We altered the deal. Pray we don't alter it any further, is what Wizards of the Coast is going to tell you with the OGL. They're going to alter it the way they see fit. They want to take control of the market space. They want their monopoly to continue. I hate to tell you this, but the free and open market is saying no right now. There are many other people that can sit there and make adventures. No one needs Dungeons and Dragons, and if you're going to alter the deal this far, everyone will drop you off the face of the earth. That is what is happening. We're already seeing the stock decline. Shareholders should be worried, especially when 72% of Hasbro's profit is coming from a 22% hold of Wizards of the Coast. That is an insane number for Hasbro to have in one basket. 72%. The market is going to crash and burn, and this company will be no longer, and D&D will just be on the open market anyway. Someone could scoop up and buy it. Yeah, I did this in a previous video as well. Where do we go from here? I'm not entirely sure. It is the petitions are still going. The boycotts, everyone's calling for a boycott. Boycotts never work, but making the noise does seem to have an effect. They want you to do the survey. Let's put it this way. Do the survey and televise it. Make it public. They want this survey in-house. Don't let them have it in-house. Put it out there for everyone to see. There's no reason you can't sit there and record your survey results and then post it. I think that's where it's going to have to come down to, because these surveys have been ongoing for years. Every time there has been a escalation in the community, Wizards of the Coast pushes out the survey. People tell them in these surveys what they think. There has been many, many people I know that have had very negative responses to these surveys, but then we never hear changes from them. And part of the reason is because it's not a third party and it all remains in-house and they pick and choose what they want out of it. Anyway, guys, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix, Cinder Shadow. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.
Altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.